Hello, hello, anime lovers. Today, we are finally watching Demon Slayer episode 11. And this episode was absolutely crazy. The episode starts right after Tanjiro leaves Tamayo and Yoshiro behind. Since Muzan already discovered their location, they decide to move to another hiding place, while Tanjiro and Nezuko continue their journey toward the next mission. As Tanjiro walks down the road, his crow keeps screaming, "Southeast! Southeast!" But suddenly, Tanjiro notices a super weird scene in the middle of the street. A yellow-haired boy was literally on his knees crying and begging a girl to marry him. He kept shouting, "Please marry me. I don't want to die alone." The girl was desperately trying to escape, but this guy just wouldn't let go. That's when Tanjiro steps in and pulls the boy away from her. Tanjiro calmly says, "If she's saying no, then stop bothering her." But instead of calming down, the boy suddenly grabs Tanjiro and starts crying even harder. And then, slap! The girl smacks him right across the face before walking away. The crying boy completely collapses to the ground while screaming dramatically. Tanjiro quickly realizes this was actually the same cowardly boy from the final selection exam. The boy introduces himself as Zenitsu, and honestly, this guy was more afraid of breathing than fighting demons. Zenitsu explains that he's terrified of every single mission because he's convinced he's going to die soon. Even his sparrow looked tired of his nonsense. But then, something even funnier happens. Tanjiro's crow suddenly starts speaking like a human. Zenitsu freezes in shock and screams, "Why can your crow talk like a person?" After that, both of them continue towards their next mission. Well, Tanjiro walks normally. Meanwhile, Zenitsu spends the entire trip crying. Sometimes he says, "We're all going to die." And other times, "I still need to get married first." As they continue moving forward, Tanjiro suddenly smells something strange. A demon scent. And it was getting stronger. A few moments later, they arrive in front of a creepy-looking house. Outside the house stood two terrified children. The kids explained that their older brother suddenly disappeared, and while chasing him, they ended up near this strange house. Then suddenly, boom! A loud sound echoes from inside, and the entire house begins shaking. Walls start rotating. Rooms change directions, and the whole place turns into a giant nightmare maze. Zenitsu was already seconds away from crying himself unconscious. Tanjiro instantly realizes this must be some kind of blood demon art. Then suddenly, a badly injured man falls from above and crashes onto the ground. He was covered in blood. Before dying, he warns them, "Run away, that monster is dangerous." And then he dies right in front of them. Tanjiro feels terrible because he couldn't save him. But then, the drums start playing again. Every drum beat changes the direction of the house itself. Now Tanjiro fully understands the demon's ability. This demon controls the entire house using drum sounds. Tanjiro decides to enter the house immediately, but Zenitsu instantly refuses. "I don't want to die." However, the moment Tanjiro gives him an angry stare, Zenitsu gets even more scared of Tanjiro than the demon itself, so he follows him inside anyway. Before entering, Tanjiro leaves Nezuko's box near the children and tells them, "If anything happens, open this box." Inside the house, everything feels cursed. Dark hallways, rotating rooms, and drums echoing from every direction. Then suddenly the rooms begin spinning again. 1 second the wall was beside them. The next second it became the floor. Zenitsu keeps screaming non-stop. At some point, Zenitsu and one of the children get separated from Tanjiro. Now they were trapped deep inside the maze-like house. Zenitsu desperately tries to find the exit, but every single door leads to another strange room. Then suddenly, a terrifying figure appears in front of him. The person was wearing a giant boar mask and holding Nichiren swords. Zenitsu almost dies from fear instantly. But before he can even react, the mysterious fighter rushes away at full speed. Meanwhile, Tanjiro finally encounters the demon responsible for everything. The demon had drums attached all over his body. Tanjiro immediately realizes this monster was the true master of the house. And then, boom! Another loud crash shakes the room. Suddenly, that boar-mask fighter smashes through the wall and enters dramatically. Even Tanjiro looks shocked by this crazy entrance. The masked fighter points at the demon and yells, "This demon is mine!" And with that insane moment, episode 11 comes to